Welcome to Upgrade Your Life. I'm Lizzie Rosvek.
And I'm Cayla Kraft.
And we are bringing you inspiring stories to help you upgrade your life to the best level of success, health, and wealth. And today we have Andre and Vanessa here in the studio, and they are the owners of Box House in Newport Beach. Vanessa also owns Ecom Pilates, which I've been to.
Oh, nice. That's where we first met.
That's where we first met. That's where we had our first friend date. That's right.
That's so cool. I didn't know that.
I haven't been to Box House yet, but I'm going tomorrow. And I'm just obsessed with the way you guys do things. I mean, I've seen enough videos. I think it's incredible.
Thank
so
you.
I'm really excited to try that.
Appreciate it.
And I also know that we have something else in common. We both have little boys named Kingston.
Get out.
Isn't that cute? I saw that.
Yeah, Kingston River.
King.
And Box House was actually like one of the first places I found when I moved to Newport Beach to work out at. And so I met a lot of people there, and it was like, it's just like you guys have done such an amazing job with building a community. And it's hard to do, especially in like Orange County.
Yeah.
Where
well, I feel like it's easy if it's natural to you, and I feel like we're both, like.
So how did it come natural to you? Because most people, it's like, how do you even do that?
I don't know. It's just like in you.
We're both pretty natural, so I think when we naturally came together, it just, I don't know, it just vibed, it made sense, it just
When you say
connected.
natural, you're like natural connectors.
Look,
you know?
So when I first came up, I met her at a coffee shop. Like even the vibe from like me walking up to see you and shaking your hand, like that's all vibes for me. And so it's just like, it was just good.
So you guys didn't know each other?
No.
No, my husband introduced us.
Yeah.
Okay.
He connected us through like a mutual friend we had. He's like, have her link you guys up and you're gonna hit it off. And I had been meeting up with like a few different boxers in town, and because I always say that in Box House, I'm the house, he's the box.
Yeah, there you go.
One of you, one and the other, right?
That's right.
So
The yin and
Someone
the yang.
had to bring the punch, you know?
Yeah.
That's it.
So when we met up, it was just like he said, it was like right off the bat, it was just the energy and the flow.
I know
and
both of you guys kind of live your life like that, with energy. Like you're all about energy. So a lot of people listening in, they're like, what is that?
Yeah.
So explain to people, what do you mean by
Energy
that?
for me is like vibes, how we connect, how we interact, eye contact, touching, feeling, moving,
You feel it in
spatial
your stomach.
distance.
You do. It's like it's a thing inside. Like I don't like this person. I don't trust this person. Or I love
like,
this person.
Or like
And it's
or it's just
instant
easy
for me.
and it's just
It's instant for me. My wife would, she's a therapist, so she moves a little differently than I do. So she's like my soundboard for a lot of things. As for me,
Does
I'm
she
just like,
psychoanalyze you all the time?
No, I don't think so.
That's like
Wait,
exactly.
No, you're not going out.
But it's good. I'm like, yes, I'm all in. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know. So and her, it's a little different. So she keeps me like.
She's the analyzer. You have to.
100%.
Your own
It
things.
keeps me balanced. That's for sure. That's how.
Okay, so you guys are at coffee. You have this idea. You're gonna put Box House together.
Yeah.
A lot of people have ideas, and you guys made it happen. So somebody listening in right now, they might have an idea. What do they do to make it happen?
Oh.
I think put them on paper, put the ideas on paper, like especially when it's just in your head, it's not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily come true. Like once you start writing things down, it's something about putting it on paper and like having
think
it there.
Ink it. That's what they say. If you think it, ink it.
Ooh, I love that.
And get
Ink
right
it,
to
ink
it.
it. Okay.
Yeah. And so that's
so
what
we did
did
a lot. Like we just brought, every time we met, we just, I mean, nowadays it's this more than this, but we did a lot of this and got all of our ideas. Like we already had, both of us had the same ideas, so we kind of just like, it was easy to work together from the get-go because we both had the same vision. We're like, oh, what about this? Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Or
yes, I remember that. That was cool.
Yeah.
So Box House is the first of its kind. From what I'm understood.
We call it our flagship.
Yeah, I used to box a long time ago, and from what I've seen of the videos and everyone I know that goes, this is like, it's like going into a nightclub. Can you, people who have
sometimes.
never been to Box House,
Yeah.
can you kind of explain like what the aura is like in there? Because I
love
it. It looks,
oh my gosh.
There's
it's
definitely
the coolest place.
It's white. It's clean.
There's definitely two elements to it, though. There is the nightclub feel in the group class, but there's also that clean, like this is what I always say when people ask about like, oh, boxing, that's interesting. I'm like, well, it's not your typical boxing studio. It's not like, where he goes and
where I
spars and stuff and actually trains for like his fights. Like it's not like that
like
kind of
Rocky.
place.
Right.
No, it's like luxury
It's
boxing.
boxing.
Yeah.
And it's also just it's clean. Like it's women like us will feel comfortable going into a place like that
100%,
versus going in. Not that I would go and train actually where he used to box at, but like a lot of women won't because.
But a majority won't.
Yeah,
so.
I would say 80% of the people won't go there because there's blood on the floor and it's just intimidating.
Oh God, no.
Right.
We make it feel welcoming and not intimidating and
I love
clean
going and like punching the bag and just like not thinking about anything while I'm in there and just getting out aggression because
clear it all out.
Yeah,
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Like it's like everything, and then plus like your instructors too. I know you guys handpick and like work really hard and closely with them
do.
because they make an environment. Like I know like Mary when she's doing planks, she's like, you know, like she gets all spiritual, and I'm like, yes. The other day I was in class, I seriously started crying because I'm like,
the lights are out.
yes, and I'm just like, okay, I gotta let that go, you know, because you could feel stuff, and so it's like you have this spiritual experience plus like this physical. Like you're getting stronger.
That's like as physical as you can get is punching something.
Well, we always say leave it on the bag. Like leave it.
He always says that. Yep.
Yeah, leave it on the bag. That's it. So,
and people come in and definitely just. And I remember the first couple times I took class at our studio, I was like, it kind of makes me feel like after yoga, you know, like it's totally different. Like, you know, yoga is very like open your heart.
Aggressive
and,
on your body,
you know, and then boxing is all about clothes and protect and, you know, but it's for some reason you walk out with kind of the same like euphoria you do coming out of yoga. You just like let things go. And same thing with mentally in yoga, I kind of, that's
and
like
for
it's a mental
people,
workout.
You have that natural high walking out, like I'm ready, I can take on anything.
People come once, twice, we have people 5, 6, 7 days a week. But we're the first ones to do it in Newport Beach in the way that we did it. We're the first ones to do it in Orange County like that.
I love it.
No one's done it but us.
So what's been the hardest thing about starting this company? What has been the biggest
You
struggle?
kind of have to have like a fighter's mentality when you're going into a business,
new
especially like
fitness is it's very
saturated
competitive.
space, yeah.
It really is saturated.
Well, we've both been in the fitness industry for a long time. I had studios I opened up over 10 years ago now, Pilates studios. They were Legree Method. There's a lot of them around town with the Megaformer, and I opened those up. I got to 3 locations with those and opened them up about 10 years ago. Sold them.
You were the first to do that too, like it
in
was
Orange
new.
County, yeah. Like we were the only like boutique fitness pretty much in Orange County. There was Yaz at the time, which now I don't think exists anymore, but they were the only like boutique fitness down in Orange County, and I feel like Orange County was just like thirsty for some like really cool like experiences like that.
Yeah.
So I came, we opened those up and sold them 3 weeks before we opened up
like
Box
the same
House.
month, basically.
The same month.
Yeah,
it was like
February.
within like 2 or 3 weeks, I sold that business, opened this business, and then a month before that, I had opened Ecom as well.
Wow.
Probably the hardest part is just,
Time management.
Time management and construction.
Everybody struggles with that time management.
Construction. I don't just know why it doesn't go on time. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
You mean like to build out the
The
space?
build out was weird.
So this time around,
Well,
we're
that's good. A lot of people don't know that
Yeah.
whenever you go to get a spot, you have to do your own build out unless you negotiate that in the contracts.
Yeah.
Of course.
Exactly.
She's good at that stuff.
What makes you a good negotiator?
I don't know. I guess
Because
life
I feel like you
experience.
do get what you want.
I do.
She's got a no BS mentality and she smiles.
But she's also very nice about
she
it.
has a
She's
very
like,
pleasant demeanor. I can feel it now. It's just very, just kind of like calm and, you know,
Yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get me like revved up, like you know, or angry or upset. But
so you have to have something like, I know you personally, so I know that you do certain things, but like for everybody else listening in, like, what is it that anchors you to keep you calm and like, so you could be level-headed? Because you're putting out fires all day long.
I just feel like it just don't like nothing is forever. Like nothing is like nothing's gonna like if you did something wrong, you made a mistake. Like it's okay. You have tomorrow to fix it. It's not
I always say this too shall pass. Like it's gonna pass.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's not the end of the day. Like you know, you think about what the good things that you have in life, and it's then doesn't.
Practice
like he was just saying in the car, like he's like when I hold he's new daddy.
Yep.
When I hold my baby, he's like everything stops. He's like it slows me down, and it just everything stops. So you just kind of think about the the important things.
Yeah, that's it.
True.
Is she a big reason why you want to be like successful?
I've always wanted to be successful. I'll reach a level of success, and even then, I think I'm not successful.
Yeah.
And I think that's always going to keep me going. But with my daughter, it's like I've leveled up in a different way, and because I can't describe it, I almost don't want to describe it because it would ruin it. So I'm just.
I think we all,
I'm learning patience. Look, I'm a brand new dad, 4 months, but I'm I'm learning patience, and I'm gonna have a lot. She was wait till she gets to the
till
twos
toddler,
and toddler. And so
Since almost 4 now, and I'm like, oh God, patience.
I'm learning a lot.
Still
I'm
learning.
learning a lot about myself, which is so cool. So
Our kids can be our best teachers.
Kids teach us more than I think.
I feel like they're a mirror. Like you're triggering me right now. Like
Or they'll start repeating things you say, and you're like, oh God, I say that.
Exactly.
I need to work on that.
Until I get older.
I'll get there. It's just my time right now, though.
How old is yours?
So every time I go into Box
7 and
House,
8.
everybody's like hanging out. Like it's like a little fam bam, I feel like.
Totally.
And you guys did a great job cultivating that, but you also had to like bring on the right team members
Yes.
to make that happen. So what are you looking for when you're like hiring people? Because I know you guys are expanding too.
Yeah.
So like what is it that people should like, be like in order to be a part of the Box House
I
community?
think it's that thing that like happened with us when we met. Like it's that gut feeling, you kind of
Vibe, that energy, and then you get to have some experience too as well.
Yeah.
So
Do you train the teachers, or do you want them? Or do you have to be certified to be a boxer? I mean, how does that?
yeah,
I don't know that.
that's
I don't
funny
know
you asked that question. So
kind of-
boxing certification. I was talking to one of my instructors, Hunter,
Does that have
about
to
the
be
other
personal
day.
trainers too?
No,
not
no.
really.
So boxing's different. It's one of those things where I can't
It's
read
a
a book
sport,
and
right?
learn how
So-
to and go online and,
yeah.
and fill out a certification, say I'm boxing certified. Like I gotta go get my butt kicked in the ring and like the hard way. But I take, as crazy as this sounds, like right now I'm in a camp and I'm sparring and I'm fighting, but I'm learning so much, especially when I get hit with shots and like my nose and stuff. But I take what I learn and I pay for that training. I take it and I apply it to my clients. I'm showing them what else I'm learning from world champions and stuff like that. So that's how the boxing kind of works. And you can take that in a couple different ways. That's how I take it, my experiences.
Okay.
So I do instruct the instructors. I'm like the head coach, right?
Yeah.
Obviously I own it, but like making sure they're doing the right things. I have Mary who's helping me out too as well. She's like
love
my right.
her.
She's Mary. She's my right hand girl. So there's a structure to the class. It's not a free for all.
And all the coaches have like experience in
Experience
boxing,
in
so it's
boxing,
not
yeah.
just they're certified. There's not really a certification.
It's
So
not like fitness boxing.
but it's a blend. They have to
Yeah.
kind of know how to teach fitness classes and group fitness, and also have the boxing experience. So it's kind
Yes.
of the tough thing has been finding on the coaching side. The tough thing's been finding a blend of those two, but we've
Right.
done a pretty good job so
Yeah.
far.
Do you
so-
teach it all?
No, I teach
Okay.
Pilates, but not
She's
okay.
Pilates.
Yeah.
She's the best Pilates instructor.
I know.
Like
I
you'll
wasn't.
die. Like you're
You
just
didn't take
like,
my class
why?
though.
I
I
wasn't
don't remember.
in-
I wouldn't
no.
remember to face.
I wasn't
Yeah.
in. No, I wasn't in your class, but I took a class over there. And
It was
Okay.
Teddy.
great.
Oh, Teddy. Yeah,
She was good.
Call her the Punisher.
So when you guys say time management,
Right.
I believe like a lot of viewers watching it right now, that's probably their number one thing too. Like I have all these things I want to do, but I just can't find the time to do them.
Right.
So what is it? I mean, there has to be something like, do you live by your calendar? Do you
Calendar,
have,
Oh my
phone. I don't play around. We don't play around. Send me the invite now. If you don't send it in 30 minutes, yo, where's my
There
invite?
might be another thing that gets booked in that
true.
time slot. Like,
Like,
Sorry.
we have a meeting at 1 o'clock. She's like, no, 1:30. And I go right back. I'm like, no, it said 1. I know it said 1. I looked at the email. He said 1 o'clock. And he said 1. Make
but
reservations
his invite
for
it
1.
says 1:30.
So
on
I
the
don't
calendar.
know. So yeah, I live and die by my calendar.
So I'm the same way. I'm constantly looking at my calendar.
And I
If
look
it's not
out
in
like
there-
a week ahead.
Yeah.
Like I
Yes.
plan out, like even my workouts now, because I finally this
Yep.
year, after having a toddler, like I'm like, okay, this year that's it, I'm working out. So now like I plan it. I'm like, nope, that's my Pilates day. Nope, that's my
Right.
boxing
Yep.
day. Like I need to move
That's
this
a really
meeting
good
down.
point because everybody that's sometimes the thing that goes by the wayside because you
It's
have
been
to
by the
schedule
wayside
it
for
in.
3 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to schedule it in. That's why I like
Yeah.
working with a trainer or doing classes because
You're
you don't
booked
get your
and you're-
money back
yeah,
either. And
exactly.
which I love that you guys do that because it's like
Yeah.
I don't like to lose money.
Yeah.
No.
Nobody
most people
does.
don't. No,
And that's why
absolutely.
it works. That's why I feel like it. That
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you're doing them a service
Yeah.
by having that policy there.
So calendar, yeah.
Okay.
Staying on
That's the
schedule.
way to
That's
go.
how to do
Yep.
it. Yep.
All right, I love it.
So what's the future? I mean, you guys are expanding. You're opening more stores. What are your target cities? I mean, are you staying in California? Are you going to franchise that? I mean, I want to know the mind of this because I know there's other companies that start off like this and then they become these huge things across the country.
Yeah.
I know
So
it's
what is
happening
the
in
Yeah,
New
it's
vision?
happening right now.
It's happening
we
right
need
now.
we need to hop on that wagon. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we kind of I want to strike while the iron's hot, so to
Yeah.
speak. So, and I think boxing, especially in the fitness world, is obviously one of the things that are on the rise. A lot of things such as yoga has been around now, and there's a yoga studio on every corner. But boxing, not that there isn't boxing studios, there's plenty of boxing studios, but
Just not
not
the way that we're
the way
doing
that
it.
we're doing it. So, and not opening up to, the amount of people that we're kind of hitting. I think that
Right.
it's definitely a unique approach. So we are definitely hitting up cities like ours, and we're starting on the West Coast. We're starting in California. We've considered Brentwood, Long Beach, and Del Mar is kind of like the places that we're negotiating currently.
Same customers that we have now, right?
Absolutely.
So,
Long Beach will probably be the first. We originally were going to consider Brentwood to be the second, I should say, location,
Right.
but I think the Long Beach location being second makes a little more sense, especially for the cross-pollination of coaches and all that.
Yeah.
And you guys have to be there. I mean, you started coming.
It has to be somewhere.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Do you guys ever have this thought in the back of your mind, like, who am I to do this?
No.
Okay, so
That's so great. I love it.
I love it too because
I love that.
I think I'm the only one that can do this. We're the only one that can do this.
Can you rub that off on me? Like,
Yeah.
yes, I love it.
He thinks and believes like a badass, and that's how.
like,
That's,
no.
that's awesome.
So yeah.
But a lot of people, that's what they struggle with
Yeah.
though, because they might have this great idea. They're listening in and go, gosh, like,
Who am I?
it sounds, who am I to do this?
Yeah.
Like, nobody came up to you and said, hey, it's your time to open up this studio. Like,
Yeah.
we believe in you. You just said, I'm going to freaking do this.
Yeah.
Right? So give us some tips because there's people struggle with confidence.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to, and that's self-esteem. We talk about that all the time with a ton of people that come on because we ask that question and people go, no, I just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
You know, like matter of fact. And so, what is
I think, I mean, obviously starting, not to, give our industry more credit, but I think literally fitness and health and just eating healthy and being, like taking care of your like insides are what's
feel-
gonna
that makes you feel good.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
it's gonna shine out. So if you're not eating healthy, if you're not exercising enough, if you're not getting enough sleep, you're not gonna be confident. It's not. It's just it all kind
comes
of
together.
relates. So I think that taking care of yourself first is where it's at, and then that everything
action.
else. Well, yeah,
But taking action is huge. You gotta,
Yeah.
just gotta do it.
what kind of action?
calendar it.
Man.
Calendar it. Let me look
Like
at your
I said,
calendar, right?
you think it, you ink it, you put it in your calendar. I've always been like a very small goal that equals the big goal. The home runs are cool, but base hits are better. That's what I always say. And so I like to hit base hits, because I'm gonna score.
Okay.
I'm not looking for the home run. That's like later down the road. So you did, I got this done today. I think people see like, I want to open up a boxing studio.
It's overwhelming.
Then it's overwhelming.
Right.
Like break it down. Write it on a
What's
piece
the
of
first
paper.
thing you need to do?
And people sometimes start with the name. Probably shouldn't even start with the name. We didn't, we did, but we didn't. That wasn't our main focus.
We started with the
the
vision
plan,
and
like,
how it
all right,
looks,
how many
and the
bags,
build out,
and the chicness, and then that formulated the name.
the
Some people
numbers,
get so
obviously,
left.
yeah.
I can't even come up with a name yet. You don't have anything else on
Or
paper.
people get stuck on the logo all the time. They'll talk. I'm like, that does not even matter.
No.
Like
Where's the product?
Yeah, exactly. Like the logo doesn't matter.
So there you go.
Okay.
Wasting time on stuff that's not important at that moment.
I think you're right. People do start with ideas and they think logo and name and that's the first thing they do.
And they get hung up on it.
The foundation needs to be, the logo should be at the top.
I have
That's
friends for months
once
get
you
hung
build
up on this
it-
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, once
And
you
I'm
build it,
mind
then,
blown,
then it's easy to name it because you've built it and you see it and you're like, oh, that's the name.
Yeah.
Versus
I'm glad I
like
didn't
thinking
go
about
with
the
that
name that you don't even, something you don't even have yet.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, we waited till the very last minute. We had our obviously the LLC that we named is
Different
than what the
But it
actual
worked
business
out.
ended up being.
Wow, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
What's the number one skill you think entrepreneurs need to have?
Number one skill.
Like for
Communication.
Me, ooh, communication.
Communication.
So how do you get better at communication? For me, like years ago, I practiced in the mirror. I would just practice whatever I needed to say in the mirror to get better and better.
Okay.
So what's something that people listening in?
That. So you're so good on camera. How do you practice communication? I mean, I think starting at home is best, like with your family.
Yeah, don't practice on real people.
Yeah,
If you got to
practice
pitch
on your
yourself,
family,
you're
yeah.
not going to go and like pitch
Practice
it to
on
the
the-
major
yeah.
league people.
Yeah.
Like you're going to be like, hey, can you?
Yeah.
That's what I did role play all the time. I'm like, let me just practice this thing.
Yeah,
I have
I love role play. Yeah.
Right. But there's also that
your head out together.
communication of like just within your employees at your
Right.
at your office. I mean, or at the box house.
Right.
Yeah.
If they don't know what you're thinking, then they don't know what you're thinking. If they could have done that better, but you don't explain that to them.
Of course.
That's
Right.
like
yeah, a bad boss is
communication.
always the one that doesn't say
It's
enough.
hard to manage.
feedback,
Right.
It's very
you know?
hard to manage.
Or vice
Right.
versa, if they're thinking like, why did they do that? Like, I want to tell my staff why we're doing certain things the way we're doing it. Versus like, they're like, oh, well, there's everybody has their own opinion. And especially when you're managing, 15, 20 people, they're like, oh, well, I think, we used to do it this way at my old place of work. And I'm like, well, that's not the way we do it here because of this, or, so
Yeah.
I think communicating.
How do you not take things personally? Like when you just said that right there, like especially this is your baby,
Right.
And it's like
I get it all day
Don't be
long.
talking bad about
I get comments, I get statements. Hey, Andre, it's after class, before class. You guys thought about doing this, thought about doing this. It's like deflecting those things and still staying in my own mindset. Like, I know what I'm here to do. I know what to get done. I'm here. You got 5% of the people that may, hey, you should probably do this. But I'm worried about the 95% of people that are in class that are already enjoying it. Because if I change my model for the 5%, the 95% are gone. So
yes,
you
that's
focus
a good
on
point.
the 95%. I do anyways.
So you're so focused. That's a fighter's mentality too, because you can't get distracted.
Right.
You know. So what do you do to stay focused? Like,
man, well, I enjoy working out, the physical, like she mentioned. That so boxing's for me.
is boxing the only thing that you do?
So I tried the yoga.
You tried yoga?
No, I've done it a few times. I've done like a handful of times.
It's nice
Can I
to
be
get those yoga
real?
stretches in between the boxing.
Can I just
Totally.
be so honest with you?
Yes. We only like honesty.
Okay, so I was actually talking about this the other day. People talk, you need to like bring it in, Dre, and do this. And I'm like, okay, I've tried. I have so much stuff I have to let out. So boxing for me, punching the bag or sparring, is my zen. And I used to try and fight it and find the thing that like would chill me out.
Well, what do you say in your head though? Because like I know for me, I actually wrote about this in my book. It being in punching on the bag, and I want to quit. Like this is hard. I'm tired.
Yes.
So what are the things? Because your thoughts are everything. That's what creates your reality. And so, like, what are some things you say? I know I started saying, I'm a champion. I'm a champion.
Right.
So for me, I get that feeling not so much on the bag, but when I'm sparring and I'm gassed out and a
people
guy's
are
punching
hitting
me.
you. Oh my gosh. No, thank you.
Okay, so and I'm like, man, I could take a knee right now, which means he'll like back away and like.
Quitter. You're a quitter.
And I'm like, dang. I don't want to. So like when I fight, I don't want to be ever embarrassed. I don't embarrass easily, but like.
So you got ego in the fight too.
Massive ego. 100%.
Sometimes ego can be your friend.
100%.
Yeah.
It depends on how you use it. 100%. I have ego when I box. It's like, my ego is my fight camp. Like, did I have a good team? Did I do the right things? Did I eat the right things? That's my ego, not like my personality, the way I look.
Yeah.
It's more about, did I prepare for the right things? And if I lose, then it's like, it's a reflection on my team, my coach, and then myself. So I don't like losing, so at all. In anything.
Yeah.
So that's transferred over into business.
Right.
So.
Okay, so we got to ask you guys one thing that we always leave our viewers with, and we want them to be able to go home and do something in their lives right now to impact their lives, to upgrade their lives. So if you could give one call to action, one piece of advice that somebody could do every day, like, you know, making sure they write in their calendar or whatever it is, what would that one piece of advice be? You guys can each take a turn.
Yeah.
I would say
We want them to upgrade their life by
upgrade your life by
Yes.
checking in with yourself, having self-awareness.
Ooh, yes.
Because if you think you're something but you're really not, then that's your reality. You're really not that person. Are you really moving the needle, or you're just out there thinking you're moving the needle? So like self-awareness, like check in with yourself, but be so honest, be so hood, be so honest. Are you really doing it? Are you really the guy that you told your friends you were, or the woman you put out there? I don't do that every day, but I have those thoughts in my head about like, yo, are you really doing it? Are you really? I live and die by the sword. How about that?
Ooh,
I really like that.
that's amazing. All right.
On a softer note.
She's so, yeah. Clearly we're yin and yang, right? So I don't about no swords,
That's
but
why they work.
yeah, that's why
Totally.
we work. Yeah.
I look at, you know, my family and, you know, thankful for them and thankful for my health. Whenever I do work out, like the one thing I close, and it's actually in yoga that I close off, is just like, thank you for allowing me to be able to do this, and having my health and having the capacity to be able to move my body. Not everybody can't, you know, just
People take advantage of that all the time.
I think that taking just not the small, those big things for granted.
Yeah.
You know?
So practice gratitude and
Check in.
fall on the sword.
self-awareness.
Oh, okay.
Fall on the sword.
Be
Fall on the
honest
sword.
with
Just,
what
yeah,
you
where you're-
are
and what you're doing.
and who you are.
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. So I loved this episode today. You guys can check out all of our other episodes on upgradeyourlifetv.com, and make sure to binge watch all the other shows on the EverTalk app. You guys can download on Apple TV or
Roku.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Awesome.
Yay! Roku.